This is Michelle Strain, and I am working today on the ANCOVA and taking a look at some math scores with Bruger, Smith, and Wesson in relation to periods missed of students, and we're going to see if there's a significant difference. So we're going to go up to Analyze, General Linear Models, Univariate. From here, we've moved over test into the dependent variable, class into fixed factors, and periods missed into the covariate. We're going to click at this point, EM means, where we make sure class is over, the compare main effects are checked, and Bonferroni. We're going to look at options, where both homogeneity tests is checked and estimates of effect size, so we can get a partial ETA squared. Now, when we run those tests, we're going to get some data here. And so we see that each class has 30 students in it. We see Levine's test of greater than 0.05 at 6.691, which means we are assuming that there is homogeneity. Now we have tests between subjects' effects. We're going to look at class right here and see the partial ETA squared is 0.087. And then in estimates, we're going to look at the means for each teacher, Smith, Ruger, and Wesson, and look at their different pairwise comparisons. So we can see that there is a significant difference between Smith and Ruger right here at 0.029, which is less than 0.05. But with Smith and Wesson, it's actually above 0.05 at 0.075. And with Ruger and Wesson, it is 1. So it's also larger than 0.05. So there is no significant effects there, although there is a significant effect overall. We're also looking at the significance of 0.020 on our univariate test. So my null hypothesis is there's no significant difference between scores of Ruger, Smith, and Wesson students and periods missed. So one way between group ANCOVA was conducted to compare the effectiveness of two different interventions designed to measure math scores and periods missed, and the dependent variable consisted of scores on each class of Ruger, Smith, and Wesson. Preliminary checks were conducted to ensure that there was no violation of the assumptions of normality, linearity, homogeneity of regression slopes, and reliable measurement of the covariate. After adjusting for the pre-intervention scores, there was a significant difference between teachers. So F parentheses 2,86 parentheses equals 4.116 or 4.12. P equals 0.020. Partial ETA squared equals 0.087. There was a strong relationship between the teacher scores on math and periods missed and how they relate as indicated by the partial ETA squared value of 0.087. Smith and Ruger had a significant difference, and Smith and Wesson and Ruger and Wesson did not, even though we can still reject our null hypothesis and state that there was a significant difference between scores teachers.